Hey guys, this is Kaiju 2014-117. It's been a while since I did a video, so for today's special it's because it's Godzilla's 66th birthday, so yay! So anyways, I want to celebrate Godzilla's 66th birthday for reviewing his movie, the original Godzilla, or Gojira as you can call it. So, I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't watched this movie when I was a kid until I believe I was 8 years old. I first time watched it. It was Godzilla King of the Monsters, which is the American version of this one with Raymond Burr as Steve Martin, which that was I thought to be the original Godzilla, which turns out to be not. It was actually the original Japanese version, Gojira, which is at the time it was in 1954, as of Godzilla King of the Monster was 1956, if I'm correct. So let's talk about that movie first. So, since there are two types of movies, we'll start off with the original, Gojira. What do I think about this movie? That movie is a masterpiece. It's a 10 out of 10. I love the element how they presented for this film about the giant monster and the nuclear theme morals of what they're using. So, what's the story about? So, obviously, it takes place in 1954, where the Japanese people were at peace, relaxing, until several ships have been killed off by an unidentified weapon, and seeing weird burns from the victims. But as they dig in closer to what's going on, they realize it's actually being caused by a creature, which they call Gojira. Now, as I kind of did a little research, Gojira is basically means stand as tall as a gorilla and swim as a whale, which is Go is basically I believe is the gorilla term, and Jira is the whale term, which is pretty interesting. But they haven't really called it Godzilla until I guess the Americans made that name up, which I think is more fitting. So, anyways, back to the story. So, our main protagonist was just placed by Akira, which he is still alive, and I was actually stoked to see him in 2014 Godzilla, but unfortunately they cut him off, which is really disappointing. I hope he makes his actual appearance in the American Godzilla films soon, hopefully. But anyways, so basically they're trying to discover what Godzilla is, what is he doing, what is his purpose, and what is he going to do to Tokyo, Japan, which cause destruction. So why I love this film more than King Kong, just to let you guys know why. It's not because, oh, it's Godzilla. It's because how they presented the story is a bit better than King Kong. Why? They talk about nuclear theme. It's the nuclear bomb that awoken Godzilla. Back in 1945, if you guys remember, there was a bomb that hit Hiroshima and Nagasaki. If you guys do your World War II history, that's the reason they're presenting in this film, and shows that Godzilla is part of the nuclear weapon destruction that causes death, destruction, and everything, and leaves a lot of people dying and all the families crying, which actually happened during World War II when they dropped the nuke. And it's a moral message. If they keep abusing nuclear powers, they would cause another mass awakening for Godzilla, or basically in term, another massive destruction and more death. That's what I love about the story. It's actually a moral story of do not abuse something that you cannot control, especially something that is out of your reach and out of your hands. So this is an example of why I love Godzilla more than King Kong, because it shows a better story moral, at least to me. Now, how would I rate this movie? Of course, an absolutely masterpiece, 10 out of 10. Now, let's also do a quick review for this one. Now, for Godzilla King of the Monsters, which has an exclamation mark, it's okay, but I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Now, here's some few things why. Now, of course, I do love the idea how they implemented Raymond Burr scene into all the scene that can connect, which is very convincing. especially with the beginning of the hospital scene where you see the Japanese girl try to treat him, and then shows a background cut and then back. That was a good idea, except the background from behind her was different, and then shows us a different one again. I was like, what? So yeah, it was actually pretty interesting how they did that to Americanize it. The only thing is, I feel they keep, when they changed the movie, they also made it a little bit weird with the people screaming, especially how men scream. It's so cringy. And I was like, oh, why do you have to do the screams like how they did with King Kong? Which is why this movie is at least 9 out of 10 for me. Which is why I prefer the original than that one. Which is why many people prefer more, especially with new movies nowadays. But overall, that's what I love about Godzilla, because of the nuclear themed moral stories. Now, before we end the video, I'm just going to do a quick review for the Bandai original Godzilla, or as they call it, the first Godzilla. This is probably one of my very few collections I love and enjoyed, especially when I was a kid. It has some good articulations. I kind of wish I got the other Godzilla, which is the one more, I would say, the one with the tail that's long like this, and probably a bit more skinnier kind of version. But this is pretty good. I like this one, especially how he looks more gruffier. But if you guys want, I also have the open box NECA release one, which to note, this is the one with the plastic box, not movie version box. This is the movie version box right here, and the figure is still in here. So yes. Anyways, so this NECA Godzilla right here has, of course, multiple articulations, especially with the tail, the arms, the legs, and the dorsal fins are pretty soft, as you can see, pretty soft. But this is probably one of my favorite dorsal fins. Now, do note, I do have a problem with opening his mouth like this sometimes before. So before, it was a little bit tight, but I was able to move it around as I keep trying and trying. So just be careful as you open it. Sometimes if you do it too much, it could snap. So be careful, okay? Anyways, so I'm gonna have to conclude the video today, guys. But I want to say happy 66th birthday to Godzilla, and I want to say thank you Toho Production for creating such an iconic character. I'm looking forward to Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, to all viewers and kaiju fans, please be patient. As much as we want to see it, I'd rather see it safely and soundly without having so much chaos right in our backs. I know this is troublesome time. COVID-19 has took a lot of things away from us, but don't let that discourage you, please. I know people are more excited now for Godzilla Singular Point, and I'm excited for that one too. Especially with, I think that anime is way better than, of course, the previous trilogy anime that they supposed to present. But anyways, if you guys have any suggestions or disagree with some few things or a few ideas that I mentioned, just comment down below. If you can, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, guys, and I hope to see you guys next time, okay? This is Kaiju 2014-117, signing off.